Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today. What's up, you guys? It's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be painting, and I am so excited. I love painting. If you know me, if you've watched my past couple videos, you know that I love to paint. Basically, what we're going to be doing today is painting more Bob Ross coasters. I can't stop making Bob Ross coasters. If you're confused as to what the hell a Bob Ross coasters are, I originally made these in my DIY Christmas gifts video because one of my gifts was going to be like hand-painted coasters, but then I thought like it would be fun to try and follow a Bob Ross tutorial on the coasters, and I did it, and it ended up turning out pretty good, not gonna lie. I got so much positive feedback from people, and then I got people saying stuff like, I could never do that, I wish I could make something like that. Here's the thing, you can, because if I can do it, you can do it. I am not a professional, and here is my massive disclaimer for this video. I am not a professional in any way, shape, or form. Art, painting, no, not a professional. Literally, the only experience and background that I have are the elementary school art classes that I took like 10 years ago. That's it. It's not even that I paint all the time. I just enjoy painting. I enjoy arts and crafts in general. I'm just a very like crafty, creative person. My mom is the same way. Probably got it from her. And I also love Bob Ross because I used to watch Bob Ross when I was a wee tot with my dad Saturday mornings. It was like our favorite thing to watch together. A little while ago when the trend kind of started of following Bob Ross tutorials, I have followed a Bob Ross tutorial, like actually did the whole oil painting, you know, following his technique and everything. I did that. I painted on the back of a jean jacket. I've painted 2 coasters. I just really enjoy following the tutorials. I think it's so much fun. I wanted to make this video as kind of like I love painting, so I wanted to make this video, but I kind of want to talk through my process and follow a tutorial, but kind of give like my tips and techniques and stuff for how I approach doing this. If you are not familiar with Bob Ross, he paints with oil paints on a wet canvas, which basically means he paints like a coat of white on his canvas before he starts painting, but he mixes the white with linseed oil, so the paint is like, it's like oily and it's wet, so that when you apply the oil paints, it all kind of just blends in so nicely, and he makes it look so easy, and it's partly because he's painting on a wet canvas. But the difference here is that we are not using oil paints, A. B, we are painting on a dry canvas. The paint that I put a coat of on my coasters is dry now, and we're using acrylic paints, so very different. I have kind of tried to develop my own techniques for how to make it look similar to Bob's. I mean, obviously mine look absolutely nothing like Bob's, but I mean, it's art. There's not one way to do it, you know, and that's what makes me feel good. I wanted to make this video and follow a tutorial, which I will be linking the tutorial that I'm following in the description if you guys want to like follow along with me in this video and do the same one. Backtracking for a second, yesterday I went to Home Goods and I bought some more coasters. Home Goods is just the store that I have found that has the best selection of coasters. This is not sponsored, but it's just what I found when I was looking for coasters the first time I did this. Home Goods has an insanely large variety of coasters. I'm like, I didn't even know that many styles existed. They do at Home Goods. I picked up these coasters and they were $7.99. The prices vary. I've gotten some for $5.99, some for $6.99. I just go for plain coasters, whether it's marble or wooden. Just make sure it doesn't have any like designs or like things etched into them or whatever. There's a lot of those. And then basically to prepare, I set up my workspace. So I have this little table that I bought from Walmart. I'm gonna link the table down below because in my DIY video, a lot of people ask for the link for this. So if I can find the link for this little fold-up table that I bought that I've been doing my crafts on, I'll link it down below for you guys. It was only like 20 bucks. I laid some paper out to make sure I didn't get it all painted up or whatever. And then I duct taped the back of my coasters together to form my canvas, the little square of all of them put together, and then flipped it over, painted 1 coat of white acrylic paint on it, and then let it dry, and here we are. We're ready. It's all dry, it's ready. I have all my stuff laid out here because I want to show you the supplies that I'm working with for this. You don't have to get the same things as me. These are just the things that I found that I like. So like I said, my mom and I are like really crafty and we like to do crafts and whatnot. So we have several like craft bins in our house. I feel like I know a lot of people that have just like a random craft bin with like random craft in it, like paint and brushes and stuff. So you might already have most of the brushes that you're gonna need, but if you have absolutely none, you can go to any craft store on the face of the earth and they probably have a pack just like this. It has assorted brushes and it's like $5. I will say though, the one specific brush that you need, and if it doesn't come in the craft pack, I highly recommend you get it, is one that looks like this. the bristles are a little bit more coarse. Bob, as you will see, uses a 2-inch brush. This is the same thing basically, but I'm pretty sure this is 1 inch. This is important. The texture of the bristles of this brush, very important. You're just gonna need something to put your paints on. I bought this for fun. It was like $1. You can literally use paper plates. I have that as well. Other than that, you need paint. Let me tell you, this brand, Premier, whatever the hell, is my favorite acrylic paint. You don't have to get this. This is not the cheapest one at the store. It's really not that expensive. And every craft store I know of has coupons and deals and whatnot, so you can get it on sale. I think the bigger tubes are like $9 and then the smaller tubes are like $4 or $5. But like I said, there's always sales. And you also don't have to get these paints. I just personally like these ones. I think that the consistency of them is really nice. It's a bit thicker than the like acrylic paints that you can get for 60 cents or something, which those are complete. It's literally up to you. I'm just saying that I enjoy these ones. As for colors, Bob, in his tutorials, he runs all the colors he's using, the specific ones at the bottom of the screen. What I've started to do, instead of trying to find every color that he uses, I literally just buy the 3 primary colors, which if you are unfamiliar with what the primary colors are, blue, red, and yellow. And then I also buy white, black, and brown. If you don't want to go out and buy a bunch of different random colors, just buy the primary colors and white, black, and brown, and you can make pretty much any color that he's using with those. One more thing that's actually very important before we get started. I know this is very long, but I really wanted to take the time to explain what exactly I'm using and what, you know, what we're doing here. I want to explain it fully so that you guys can feel like you can do it too, because you can. Another very crucial thing that you're going to need at the end if you're doing coasters is some type of acrylic sealer, or some type of just sealer in general that you can put on top of what you've just painted and make sure that it stays intact, so that when you're actually using your coasters and like putting drinks on them and stuff, like your acrylic won't chip, it won't come off, all of that. So this is just the one that I use. It's just the Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer. I just got this at the craft store. I don't remember how much this was, but it came down to being like $5. Like I said, you can always find coupons like that. There's no point in going through all of this if you want to actually use your coasters if you don't seal the paint on. So anyway, that's all I think I wanted to say for like the preparation and everything. I am going to try and set up my phone. I'm going to turn on the tutorial and we are going to get started. Okay, this is so extra. I'm just trying to, oh God. I'm trying to set it up so that my phone can videotape what I'm doing up close, but I can still talk to you guys. Okay, let's just see how this works. We are going to be doing season 28, episode 12. It's called Mountain Serenity. Before we start, I'm going to prepare my palette. We're all ready to go. All right. Bob said, let's just have some fun today, so that means we're gonna have some fun today. Okay, so he's making the sky. He always does this first, obviously. So he says 2-inch brush, but we're not using the thick one yet. No, we're not. We're gonna use one that looks like this. He's using a red color. I'm just gonna take a little bit of red, and I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna mix here on this palette. And so I'll take whatever color he's about to put on, and then I mix white into it, because when he puts it on the canvas, it kind of like fades out because he's putting it onto his liquid white, which is, like I said earlier, the white mixed with linseed oil, so it like gets lighter, and we don't have that, so we have to lighten it ourselves. So I just add white to it, and then I kind of just figure out wherever the hell he is on his canvas in relation to ours, and we begin. All right, so then we have this mess. And this is always what it looks like at the beginning. So if you start to realize that you're painting, you're like, what the f***? Just know it will be okay. So we have this mess. What I do now, he's moving on to the next step already. I'm not. So basically I go back in with white just to try and blend together what the hell we just did, because in his painting, everything is so well blended. That is due majority in part to the fact that he's incredible, and also because he is painting on a wet canvas. Like I said, we're not. So we need to blend it ourselves. I just take white and go back in, and it really softens it and it blends it. That's really my technique. Nothing that I do will ever look like Bob's, and that's okay, because we're all individuals and we don't need to be exactly like someone else. You know what I mean? Bob would think that too. If Bob were here right now, he'd be saying the same thing. So honestly, I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, he's now taking blue. I'm gonna take a similar brush. So basically now we're just gonna mix our blue with some white to make it as light as Bob's, and we're gonna put in a sky. Obviously, we're gonna blend this out, so calm down. He's darkening the corners a bit. We can do that. His technique for water, you basically take it from the outside and just bring it in straight strokes like so. Ours honestly like looks pretty similar to his, I'm not gonna lie. However, I do want to lighten up the sky a little bit, just make it blend a little bit better. I'm using the brush that still has blue on it, but I'm gonna put some white on there and kind of try and go in and make the sky blend better. And also make this a little bit less dark. Literally just pulling in from the outside, dragging straight in, and it already looks so much better. So now I'm gonna go back in with the brush that I had the red and pink on. I'm gonna take a little bit of white on that brush as well and go back in and try and make the pink. Like, you don't even want that much white on the brush. Like, you just want a little bit so that it's very subtle and can just blend easily. Like, there we go, honey. Are you kidding me? That actually looks decent. So now we have this. Let's have some fun, Bob.
I love happy clouds!
What I like to do is sit here and watch Bob do it, and then I do it, so that I know like where exactly he places things. I am gonna take this brush now, the prickly one. This is another place that comes in handy with the clouds. The clouds and the trees and the bushes, you really need this. Just gonna go into the white, just on the ends. You really don't want a lot. Like, I'm literally just tapping with the tip of the brush. All right, whatever. You know what? The clouds look okay. They look good, so we're gonna continue. He's doing mountains next. This is where things get crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so he takes blue, black, and brown. For mountains, he uses a knife, which when you're using oil painting and you're, you know, doing what he's doing, that's great, Bob. Love that for you. However, that does not work for me. I just like to use a little angled brush. So he says we are taking brown and then black and blue and red. So there's our mountain color. I like to make sure that it's a very thin amount. Bob does this too. And then I just kind of get a little bit. It's very similar to what he does with the knife, except not with the knife. I do have a palette knife and I may use it, but I only use it when I feel like I am able. Where are our mountains living? God, he's so good. So I think we're gonna be in this area. I try and follow what the hell shape Bob is doing. This will even itself out. It won't look like this forever, I promise. All right, whatever. So we're gonna keep that brush to the side, and then now he is doing his snow on the mountains. So we need to get a brush for that. So I'm gonna mix some white, set a little bit of red. You really just want white. I don't know why I did that. Just gonna get a little bit of that, and we're gonna put some accents on it. All right, so then we do the exact same thing, but we take some white and we take some blue. It's basically just going on the other side of the mountain to carve it out and make it look more 3D. And also, I'm gonna fix the fact that I overexerted the white. Then we go back in with white. Each highlight needs its own shadow. That actually doesn't look half bad, I will not lie. I'm happy with how it looks right there. That's it. So now he's painting more mountains. Knew that was coming. I'm gonna take the same dark mountain color and we're going to do whatever Bob is doing. So the rule of thumb like that I like to practice is to kind of mix white in on your painting where you want it to be blended or look blended. So I'm gonna do that right now because Bob's looks like it's blended nicely and mine's not. So like I physically just put white in there and drag it and then we'll clean it up later. So then just gonna go back in with that darker color and kind of mend the two together. I have no idea when my camera decided to turn off, but we're gonna make a grayish, like a very light gray color, and we're going to do the same thing that we did on the mountains and just make some highlights with some snow. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing, but add blue. When Bob says no pressure, he really means no pressure. Like I'm putting the absolute lightest touch. Okay, so now we're doing trees. He said we're taking the mountain color, which means some dark color, adding blue and white. Oof, that's nasty. So then he says we're making trees. So I just use like a small brush for this because girl, I'm not good with a fan brush. We are going to mix. Pretty much we're making a dark purple, some blue and red. So it kind of looks like tar. I don't know. Who cares really? I mean, Bob always says like, who cares? But he's so right. All right, so we're gonna make a tree and he's putting it over here. He always does some shit like this. We'll fix it in a second. We literally just tap the brush and it looks like a tree. Don't know how, but it does. We're not here to ask questions. We're here to paint. This is your forest. I think the trees are what I'm best at. All right, so now that we're done with the trees, we're gonna be adding some highlight colors, which this always scares me a lot because for some reason I'm not very good at it, but he's making green, so I'm just gonna take some yellow and add a little bit of blue. We don't want like deep green, we want really chill green, you know what I mean? All right, so this is about the color that he has. Kind of looks like baby puke a bit, but we're gonna roll with it. I'm using a fan brush. I'm a little nervous, but I'm just gonna probably just try and take every ounce of paint off of it. And then he's gonna go in and go onto the trees. What I'm finding out is it works really well if you're gonna use a fan brush and you have the absolute smallest amount of paint that you've ever freaking used in your life. Because the more you have on your brush, the more likely you are to absolutely f everything up. Bob says to not give a f, so that's what we're doing here. We're not giving a f.
It's not failure. Yes, Bob.
Bob just said, even if you think you failed, it's not failure, it's just a learning experience. And that's something that I think that we can all take from. You know what I mean? Oh, good God. Okay, so we're making grass. This is serious. Everybody shut up. Here's the issue. I only have one of these brushes. You always end up needing them for multiple things. I'm just gonna do my best. I'm gonna try and get the grass, the green color that we just used on the trees. I'm gonna take that and do whatever the hell Bob is doing. What did we just do? He put some dark color. We're just gonna put brown and brown. That's what we're gonna do. What did you do, Bob? Bob! Oh my God. All right, so we're making a little line here of dirt. He says we're mixing brown and white. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna use the palette knife because God knows I don't know what I'm doing. Might as well, you know? Who cares? This is actually turning out
decent.
All right, so we have brown and white. I don't know how the f to use a palette knife. Probably why I should refrain from using one. So we're gonna do something here. I have no idea what's going on. Oh God, he just does it with such conviction. Bushes. Knew it. All right, bushes. Everybody calm down. We're making bushes now. We're gonna just take the green color and add a lot more yellow. Should we like lighten it? Should we put white in there? That's a bit ballsy, but I guess we'll do what we gotta do. Huh. Not bad. All right. So I made this color right here. I just took blue with a lot of yellow, added more yellow, and then added some white. And now we're making bushes. I'm gonna use this bristly, the one with the like thicker, the brush with the thicker, just the top of it to make it look bushy, I guess. What? We need more yellow. We're gonna make some more green, but it's gonna be more like the green color that we used on the trees and not as light as the color we're currently using. Just mixing the yellow and blue together again to make more green. Ugh, it's like doing math, but with paint colors. Incredible. We're just gonna and go for it down here. Okay, so Bob has extended the dirt part all the way over and I wasn't ready for that. I guess now we're adding a bush. Okay. I'm gonna mix brown, black, and red. I don't know, he always does this. And more black to make it like kind of dark, really dark actually. And kind of like wipe the paint off somewhere so that you don't have a frick load. I just have this color, looks like black. It's not really black, but it's pretty much black. We're gonna put a bush somewhere down here. Every time Bob says, I'll tell you what, that's when you know that is about to go down. Okay, so then he said we're taking some green color. I don't freaking know. Make it a little bit lighter. So he said we're going to pretty much just highlight this and make it look like a bush. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think we're done. The last thing he does is sign it. I guess I will also do that right down here at the bottom. Okay, we're done. Oh my God. That didn't even take that long. It only took an hour and 45. It usually takes like 3 hours. I'm getting better. It's called progress.
Oh my God, it's done.
Wait, I actually really like it. I think it turned out really good.
Wait, I love it.
All right, I'm gonna show you it right now. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed painting with me. I really like how this turned out. Like I said, the link will be in the description if you want to follow the same one of Bob's videos. I think that it's actually really good and I'm actually really proud of it. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've stayed until this point in the video, comment down below. I'm a real one because you're a real one. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I post a new video every single Sunday. And if you forget that I post a new video every single Sunday, you can turn on my post notifications so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.